We'll discuss the second problem. Square prism, 35 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length, rests on HP on one of its corners of the base, such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclinations with the HP. Students, by now you must be able to understand it clearly on which whether it is on VP or HP. You must be able to decide whether the surface rests on VP or HP. So you must be clear by now, because you have solved all the problems on planes and this is the second problem on solids. You must be able to decide whether it rests on VP or it rests on HP in the initial position. Okay. To draw the projections of the prism when the axis of the prism is inclined to HP at 40 degrees, axis is inclined to HP at 40 degrees and appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So in the planes also I have told you, whenever you see this word appears, it is the direct angle, because the word itself says appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees, means you have to take it directly. Appears means directly. If appears is not there and the same line is having inclination to both HP as well as VP, you will get the beta angle. But whenever you see this word appears, in planes as well as in solids, you have to take the angle directly. Now I will be explaining you the concept followed by sketching. Okay, now this is your HP, this is your VP, this is XY line. So this is a solution. Okay, this what you are seeing on the screen is your solution. Now I will explain you the concept initially, followed by sketching part. So now it is clearly said in the problem, it rests on HP. So this square prism, it rests on HP. Now whether you have to decide whether it is resting, whether it should rest in this position or it should rest in this position. Okay, it is said it rests on HP on one of its corners. Okay, if it has to rest on one of its corners, you must place it in this position, that is A, B, C, D. As you can see, you must place it in this position. If you place in this position, can it rest on the corner when you tilt it? No, right? So that is the reason you must get your corner here. Okay, so you must be placing in this position so that if you incline, it will rest on the corner. So if you keep it in this position, in the first step, how does your, if you look from the front view, it appears in this shape, and if you look from the top view, it is this view. Okay, now it is not tilted, it is just kept in this position. I hope I am clear with this. Next, it is said that the axis of, okay, next statement, such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclinations with the HP. Okay, draw the projections of the prism when the axis of the prism is inclined to HP at 40 degrees. Now it is given axis is inclined to HP at 40 degrees. Now axis is at 90 degrees to HP. If you tilt it, your axis is inclined to HP at 40 degrees. In the next step, it is said it appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. Appears means directly have to take the angle. Now you are making inclination to VP. This is the inclination with respect to VP. This is the inclination with respect to HP. This is with HP. This is the angle with respect to VP, as you can see here. So this is the concept, students. Next I will explain you the sketching part. So only one thing what you have to concentrate most is the initial position. You can't keep it like this, since when you tilt it, it won't rest on corner, but in problem it is said that it will rest on corner. That is the reason you have to place it like this and draw the first step and when you tilt it, that is when you make the axis inclined to HP at 40 degrees, it will rest on the corner. Again, it is said it appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. You have to tilt it. You have to take the direct angle. Since appears is there, it is a direct angle. So you have to give the inclination to VP. This is the third step. I will explain you sketching part now. Now when you look from the top view, your square prism is kept in this manner. Okay, it is not kept like this. It is kept here. Okay, this is the one corner, C is another corner, so it is kept in this manner, since it has to rest on the corner when you tilt it. Now to construct the top view, just place a dot here and mark 45 degrees on both sides. 45, sorry, this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 is here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 is here, and your base is given as 35, and you can draw 35. Next, you can take your compass and take 35. So this is a square prism in the top view. This is not a standard procedure. You can draw whichever method you are comfortable. Next, I have to project the vertical line, vertical projectors. What is axis length? Axis length is given as 60. I have explained how to name in the first problem, so I will not be explaining the naming here. I will skip it. To understand the naming of these corners in a better manner, I suggest you to make a paper model and you can imagine the namings of this corner, like whichever is hidden, whichever is clearly visible, whichever you are writing, whichever has to be written in bracket. So everything you will understand it clear if you make a paper model like this. So I have named all the corners. Quickly I will explain few points on naming. So why this D dash is in bracket? Whenever you are looking from the front view, which corner appears to be hidden to you, that is D. That is the reason you have written D in bracket in the front view. When you are looking from the top view, this is D dash. D dash is here, but you have kept it in this position. When you are looking from the top view, this D dash, sorry, D1, this is D1. D1 appears hidden when you are looking from the top view. That is the reason you have written D1 in bracket. Similarly, it is applied for other corners. So I have explained in detail how to name the corners, whichever appears hidden, whichever are not hidden, why it is written, why the corners are written in bracket. So everything I have explained. You can go through the first video if you are not understood how to name the corners. So these are A, B, C, D in the top view. At the bottom face, A1, B1, B1, C1, D1. This is O1 at the bottom. This is O at the top face. So if you are getting very much confused with how to name this, make a paper model, keep it in that respective position and look from the front view. Whichever is hidden for you, that will be in bracket. Whichever is not hidden, that is simply written. Next, you have to tilt the axis, which is in this position. You have to tilt the axis so that axis will be at 40 degrees to HP. So what you have to do, you have to tilt this front view at 40 degrees. I have taken a point, mark 40, draw a random line of any length. Okay, how to transfer this same view with axis inclined at 40 degrees to HP. Measure this. What is the length? This is 48. What is the half of 48? It is 24. So take your scale and 24 should be on this line. Now 24 is on this line, and move your scale such that this end, this 48 should be on this XY line. Okay, I'm moving the scale such that 48 is on this XY line. So this is the 48 mm, and this point is 24. So I have transferred this line. I have transferred this line at this position. Now you have to draw the vertical lines. These lines at 60. So the length is already there. 60. Now I will write the same names. Okay, then I will draw the vertical projections. After naming the same names, I will draw the vertical projections, and then I will draw the horizontal projections. I will match the respective points. So A dash in the front view should match with A. Okay, you know all these things, you are done. So I'll skip this step and I'll directly complete. I'll show you the completed view in this top view. So this is the completed view. So what I did, I transferred the same view at 40 degrees since it is given as axis is at 40 degrees to HP. So I have drawn a line. So I transferred the same view at 40 degrees. I have written the same names whatever I had written here. Then I have drawn vertical projectors from all the points, and then I have drawn the horizontal lines. So you have to match the points. You have A dash here. Here you have corresponding A dash in the front view means in the top view it will be A. Only A is here. This point matches here. Where if you look at this A1 dash in the front view, its corresponding point in the top view is A1, only A1. A1 is here. Again from this line, this is, sorry, here. So this vertical line matches here. A1 dash, top view is A1. A1 is here. So this is A1. So you have done this. So go on matching all the points. Complete this view. I will explain the hidden lines. Why these are hidden lines? There are 3 hidden edges here. Now this this square prism is in this position. If you are looking from the top view, these edges, okay, which are at the bottom, when it is kept like this, these edges appears hidden, and also this edge which is inclined here at the bottom. So this edge and this edge appears hidden. So I'm stressing it again. make a paper model, keep it at this position, and you have to imagine yourself whichever edges are appearing. So after solving few problems, you will get hold. You will be able to imagine it in a very better manner. Now in the third step, you have to transfer this same view at 45 degrees to VP. Since it is given, it appears to be inclined at 45 degrees. So this axis should be 45 degrees to VP. I have told you it is given as appears. So no beta angle, directly you have to draw the angle. Now for the third step, I have to transfer the top view of the second step at 45 degrees. So I have drawn a line at 45 degrees. Since it is given, the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So we'll mark a point A, this one. This same thing has to be inclined here. So we'll mark this point A. From A, I will measure the C. What is the distance of C? It is 32. So we'll mark the point C now. This is point C. This is A. I have placed a point at some random distance from here. This is C. Now by taking your compass, A to D, okay, C to D will also be the same. So C to D. So you have to use your compass and mark this arc. So all this distance will be same. So from C to C1 it is 46. This is C1. Again you got C1, you have A1, mark A1, it is 34. Okay, likewise you got A1 now. Okay, so you got C1, A1. Again mark the arcs by measuring from here and draw this and complete this view. I will skip this step. So here I have completed the top view in third step with the axis inclined at 45 degrees as given in the problem. Here we are getting three edges which are hidden. So again I am stressing you out, make the paper model, those who are getting confused with the hidden edges. So this, now your solid edge is, now your square prism is in this position. So when you look from the top view, this is the top view, when you look from the top view, these two edges joining from A1 to B1 and A1 to D1, when you are looking from the top view, are hidden. And also this edge A to A1 is hidden. That is the reason this line and this two lines are hidden. So again I am stressing you out, please make this paper model and keep it in the respective position as given in the problem and try to imagine, those who are getting confused. Now to get the front view, you have to project the vertical lines and match the corresponding points by drawing the horizontal line. I hope you must be perfect with this step, drawing the vertical projections, horizontal projections and matching the corresponding points in the top view as well as in the front view. So I'll be skipping this step. So again in the front view, to look at the hidden edges, it is in this position. So you have to try to imagine whichever are hidden when you are looking from the front view. this edge and these two edges are hidden. That is the reason it is given as hidden lines. In the front view, the lines joining from D to A and D to C and D to D1, they are hidden when you are looking from the front view. It is kept in the same position. Please complete this problem.